and friends.
Aunt Liz TV!
She's a magician in the kitchen.
Aunt Liz TV!
Watch it on Mondays and Thursdays.
Aunt Liz TV!
Hey everybody, it's Tasty Thursday. Now for most of us, football season is over, but we still have a few more games of other people's teams, so we still need a couple weeks of football food. So today we're doing a really easy recipe for onion rings. Now I know some of you like onion rings, some of you don't. Some of your moms and dads like onion rings and some of them don't. So this is a recipe that some people will be really excited about and other people will probably just take some chips instead. So let's get started. We only have a few ingredients. For starters, we need 1 egg, we need some flour, we need some special seasoning, and this is just seasoning salt. This happens to be my favorite kind. I know some of you have this kind at your house as well. We need some sliced up onions. Now I've cut mine into smaller pieces to kind of make little onion fries. If you have just regular sliced onions, that's fine. Ooh, our oven's ready. That's fine. We need a little bit of milk. And then we have a new ingredient today. We've never used this before. These are called Panko breadcrumbs, and it's a kind of Japanese breadcrumb. So we're going to use those today. So the first thing you need to do is take a couple of paper towels and get them damp. Now the reason we're doing this is important because we're going to be using flour, and sometimes this recipe gets messy. So if you have a damp paper towel under your bowls, that makes cleanup a whole lot easier. So the first thing we're going to do is take some flour, and we're going to put 1/4 cup in our first bowl. You'll notice that we have 3 separate bowls. Okay, in our next bowl, we're going to take 1/4 cup of flour, and we're going to take 1 egg, crack it right in there, and then we're also going to take a 1/2 cup of milk, and we're going to mix this all together. Now this is our breading. We've not really done very much with breading before, so today is a new adventure. Okay, and then in our very last bowl, we're going to take 1 teaspoon of our seasoning, and 1 cup of our Panko breadcrumbs. Now these are kind of like regular breadcrumbs, but they're a little bit more coarse. It's more like a cracker crumb than a regular breadcrumb that you might have seen before. It'll make them really crispy. Okay. So, what we need to do now is mix up our middle bowl because it's got some, you don't want to just have the egg and milk just like that, so we're going to mix this up until you can't see the egg anymore. And it's going to be a little bit thick. That's what we want. That's the breading, the batter part. Now I'm serving these onion rings with grilled burgers. So they make a great side dish, but they also make a really good appetizer. Okay, that looks good. You don't have to get all the lumps out. You just want to make sure that your egg is mixed up well. And I don't see any of the yolk anymore, so that means we're in good shape. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is just take some of your onion, either onion rings or onion fries like I have, and just put them in your flour. Now this is a recipe you use mostly your hands for, so you want to be sure you have really clean hands. It's always important, but this time it's extra important. And I didn't mention that we've got a pan. Now one thing that's different about this recipe, what we're going to do next is take our onion fries and put them in our batter. And you want to kind of tap off the excess flour. That means the extra flour. You don't want too much flour going in here. Okay, and now we're going to just mix these around in here. Ooh. Those of you who don't like your hands to be big might not like this part, so you might want to get your brother or sister to do this. We're just making sure they're all covered. And the next thing we're going to do is take them and kind of, again, tap off the extra, and then we'll dump them in our Panko crumbs. And then again, just mix it around. You just want to be sure they're all coated. This is really a very simple recipe. It's just a matter of getting it all mixed together. Okay. And then what we're going to do is just take, I've got a baking tray over here that's lined up, ready to go, and I put a wire rack on it. And the reason I did that is so that our oven will cook our onion rings all the way around quicker than it would if you just lay them on the pan. So I'm going to finish this up. I've got some more onions to do, and then I'm going to pop these in the oven. Our oven is at 425, and I'm going to cook them for about 12 minutes, and I'm going to check them. If they're not crispy the way I like them, then I'm going to let them go for just a few more minutes. Our onion rings are finished cooking. Actually, they're kind of our onion fries. So we're going to take them out of the oven. Ooh, look how nice and crispy brown they are. Now you'll notice that some of them have more breading on them than others. That's because I was kind of playing around with how much breading to put on. We'll see how Taste Tester likes the ones with a little bit of breading and the ones with a lot of breading. So you can serve these in a couple of different ways. I'm going to just put these on a plate, and I know that some of you like ketchup with fries and onion rings, so you could do ketchup. Or I was looking at some recipes on the internet and I saw this. I haven't tried this, but some of you might like it. It's called Cranch, and basically all you do is mix ranch dressing with some ketchup. And some of you who like both of those items might love to try that. I haven't tried that, so I can't give a personal recommendation, but that's an idea. So I'm going to let these cool just a little bit and go find Taste Tester, and he can let us know what he thinks of our homemade onion rings.